All right, YouTube, it's Joe, the 50-something Dasher, with another DoorDash daily recap video. This is for Tuesday, July 23rd, 2024. It was a long dash today. Did 15 deliveries, and I stayed busy throughout most of the dash, and we'll get to that. But I don't have a whole lot of time here. My wife is coming back home from out of state. She's on her way. So I decided, as far as screenshots, I'm not gonna throw up every screenshot from today. Just a few of them, and I'll kind of highlight the interesting stories. And there was some interesting stuff today. Start time was 6:55 this morning. Got a offer pretty much right away. This 1375 Meyer, 16 miles, 10 items. And I went ahead and took it. Of course, I factor in 3 miles when I come from home. So here, next screenshot is the list. The candles kind of concern me a little bit, and then also kind of a funny little story about this. I've talked about before how when I see a list like this, I wait to click start shopping until I get closer to the first item that I want to get. And like, for instance, bananas are right inside the store, just as examples. So if I see bananas in the list, I'll go to the bananas first, then hit my start shopping. Okay, so I see these Meyer chocolate fudge pastries, and I start like heading towards the bakery. And I clicked, I don't get all the way over there because I was a little bit unsure. So I hit start shopping, and come to find out they're Pop-Tarts. That was the Meyer version of Pop-Tarts. Okay, so I'm going the wrong way, so I turn around and go, the other direction to start my shopping. And so this was a pretty easy shop, except for the one of the candles. It was a you see on this first screenshot here, it was about halfway down, that the tea light candles, 10 count. Okay, I get over there. They only have 24 counts. So I mark item unavailable. And what do you think the substitution is for this item? Next screenshot, please. Okay, so if they don't have the candles, go ahead and give me a 2 liter of RC instead. Okay, this is one of the strangest things. I've probably seen something like this before. And I did have this, this is totally different, but I did have the one customer that I had to permanently block from my account. He was ordering Roma tomatoes, but what he really wanted was cans of compressed air. He was an addict, but that's different. As far as something like this goes, like a legitimate substitution, I maybe just once before have I seen something as odd as this. So this pulled up, and I was like, okay, if RC is the substitute, I'll get you 2 liter RC. It's fine with me. So I cross the store, I go over the pop aisle, and thank you very much, there is no RC. Great. So now what? And then I mark that as unavailable and take a picture of a shelf photo. I'm taking a shelf picture of like Minute Maid 2 liters and Diet Right 2 liters, when the original item is candles. Okay, so this just seemed really like weird and strange to me. So it's the system sends the message to the customer, the item's out of stock, yada yada. And next screenshot, I've got like some of the communication here, but I have to, like the customer is like really slow and not responding. So I don't have the first couple messages here, but I had to wait a couple minutes, and then they said, the customer said anything similar to the candles. And as far as the RC, they said Pepsi will work. And then as far as the candles go, I immediately sent that message. They don't have 10 count, but they have 24. And you see that I had to wait like 2 minutes, over 2 minutes, because we don't have the customer's response here. But what I did was, now I went back over to the candles. I picked up the 24 count. And then I was going to head back to the pop again in case they didn't want the 24 count. And then I would just set the candles down on a shelf somewhere or something. But before I could get back to the pop for the second time, the customer responded, 24 count is okay. So, okay, great. Thank you. I'm now checking out. So what an ordeal on my first order. Crazy. So then I get, when I'm inside the store, while all that's going on, I get they stack another Meyer order on me, $7 for an additional 3 miles, only one item. And that just turned out to be Enfamil, baby formula. So that was easy. Just grabbed a can of that. And then after it had me if I'm not mistaken, had me deliver the formula. And then I got a third Meyer order. So this one was $9 for an additional 2.5 miles, 6 items. So I took that. It has me go back to Meyer. And this happens to me regularly where I get triples like this and customer A delivers last. So I'm not sure why, I keep getting those type of stacks, but it is what it is. So I go back to Meyer. That third order was just a general like grocery stop. And then I deliver customer C next. That delivers at 8:19. That original offer was at, go back to that screenshot. So 655 was the original offer for customer A. So I deliver B, then go back to Meyer, shop C, deliver C. 8:19 is when customer B delivered. Then 10 minutes later, 8:29, here's the screenshot. $13.75 from DoorDash, 0 tip. So after I saw that, I was like, well, I'm glad they had to wait on their order. So that was as I was over an hour and a half. They had to wait on that. So good job, DoorDash, on that triple stack. Thank you for making customer A wait. Then I get a second consecutive triple. I got a $13 Giant Eagle, 6.5 mile, 11 items. That came in at 8:48 in the morning. I got the Giant Eagle and had that shopped and everything at 9:01. Then they added on a Aldi's, 1163. 3 miles, 17 items, but I wasn't too scared about the item count. That offer came in at 9:04, just as I was leaving the Giant Eagle. Had that, then got the Giant Eagle, had that shop by 9:20. It's only 16 total minutes getting the offer, getting there, shopping it. It's pretty quick. Then the Aldi's delivered. That was stop number 1. And then I get a $3. I probably shouldn't have took this, but it is what it is. $3 McDonald's going 1 mile. I took it. So then it had me pick up and deliver the McDonald's next. I mean, I was right near the McDonald's, and it delivered to a kind of janky apartment complex just down the street. So that all total took 15 minutes. So, whatever. That was stop number 2. And then so the Giant Eagle finally delivered at 9:56. That was an hour and 8 minutes that they had to wait on the triple. Next up, this was this was an interesting story here. Next, I got a $9 stacked Frisch's Big Boy and Sheets. $9, 9 miles, 2 pickups, 2 drop offs. With that second drop off being like West Broad Street area. So pretty darn raunchy, really. But I went ahead and took it. We're coming up on normally an off time for me. So I figured this would keep me busy until, the busy hour hits. So I took it for that. Otherwise, if this would have been an hour later, like 10:59, no way, automatic decline. Because it was 9:59, I took it. So I get into the Big Boy, and it took a couple minutes to get helped, and then they said, okay, we're still working on that, and lady goes back to the kitchen, and I got the sense that this staff was just like no sense of urgency. They're just taking their sweet old, grand time on making these orders, and we got all day to make this order. Doesn't matter to us, DoorDash driver. We'll make it when we make it. So I'm standing there, and then about 8 minutes in, I get the prompt from DoorDash to unassign. And yes, thank you very much, DoorDash. I'm unassigning this. I go over to the now. The thing is that, okay, so the one order I kept, how much is this going to pay? Now, I already knew that the Big Boy was that further out delivery up to West Broad Street. So no matter what, even if the second order is only going to be a minimum $2 offer, worst case scenario, even if that's the case, well, now I know I'm all total. I just now went from 9 miles to now this is 3 miles. Because the Sheets is practically next door. I got to pick that up. The customer's 3 miles away. So now we're on a 3-mile trip. I go to deliver that, and check it out. So $7 I got $7 out of the $9. The Big Boy was a minimum $2 order. So the DoorDash gods were with me. I caught a break, and by dropping that order, and it worked out. So awesome. Had that order been done just a minute sooner, and I would have picked that up, then you're talking about 9 extra miles on my car today to deliver a $2 minimum order. I got lucky on that. But it's always a crapshoot, when you got these stacked orders like that. Which one is the higher paying order? You don't know. Then I had a decline, a $4 Dollar General order, 3 miles, 2 items. I mean, pretty much any shopping order, if it's under $5, it's just not, I don't care if it's just one item. It's really not worth the time. Unless it was just like less than like if I got some kind of shopping order that was one item and like all total a half of a mile, something like that. But I mean, otherwise it's just not worth it. Then I get, one of the feature stories here. I get a catering order. Wow, $26.54, Marco's. I was in the wrong lane. I actually passed Marco's, and traffic was insane on Broadway. So I had to drive down past the line of cars to make my U-turn. Come back to Marco's. I'm really surprised on this that DoorDash didn't, hide the tip. Especially with the distance here. This was 13 miles. And I was really, really shocked actually that this did not come across as like $12 or $13 with a hidden tip. So I saw the full amount. And this is dollar per mile matched up evenly. If I go, because I'm right at the Marcos, like I said, so this is 13 miles up to Hilliard, 13 miles, 26 miles, $26. I'll take it. So I get in there and back up to this first screen here. So you notice the screen looks a little bit different. Instead of where it used to say catering bag required, they've changed it up a little bit. It says large order dash catering. So a little bit of a change there. One other change that I forgot to mention on my shopping orders today, none of them had timers. There was no timer at the bottom of my screen for any of the shops that I did today. So I don't know if that's going to be a permanent thing or not, and I don't know, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I'm still going to be able to tell from screenshots how long it takes me to shop orders, but I don't know. Maybe they're not as concerned anymore about the shopping times. I don't know. But anyway, this Marco's order was, I get to Marco's, it's 2 extra large pizzas, 4 large pizzas, and 2 orders of breadsticks. So pretty large order. I had to use 3 pizza bags, and I decided I didn't take it in right away with me, but as I was waiting, I had about a 5 to 6 minute wait or whatever on this order. And while I was waiting, I decided to bring in my wagon. And how cool was this? On my very first dash after receiving the wagon, I get an order that I can use it. And there it is right there. The pizza bags fit like right into it. That's all 3, stacked on top of each other. And of course the sack on the top with the garlic butters and seasoning packets and everything. But even though I was parked right outside the door, it still made it a little bit easier to, use the wagon and to get in the car. And guess where this delivered to? And it's just unbelievable how I got this particular order on the first day of having this wagon. Check this out, folks. Look at that. It was a 3rd-story office building delivery. Now, it's like I pulled up to this, I took this picture, and I was like, man, if I didn't have this wagon, because I would have had to stack those. I couldn't carry all of them, I don't think, by holding the straps. I probably would have had to stack the 3 pizza bags on top and hold them all from underneath. And then, but I just walking up to and opening the doors, and then I had to, hit the elevator buttons and all this, and trying to at the same time carry 6 pizzas and 2 breads. I mean, that would have been tricky as heck. But yeah, with the wagon made it like a piece of cake. just wheeled that thing in there, wheeled it in an elevator. I go upstairs into the office and I had a little bit of trouble finding somebody to help me. Like everybody in there, I seen about 10 or 15 people and they were all on a phone call and all of them looked extremely busy. And I'm like, heck, I mean, who? So I almost like called the customer, even though I'm standing there inside the office. But then I seen a guy come out like down the hallway, and I kind of waved him down, and then so that guy helped me. And yeah, I just then just offloaded all of those pizzas into this break room that was right behind me, and easy as could be. Here's the pay on that. $3.50 from DoorDash and $23.04 tip. So good order there. And then I had so this next order. This is the last order I'll do like screenshots for. So I get this 550 3-mile sheets. It doesn't seem like there being anything too interesting about this, but I get a interesting message from the customer right immediately after I accepted the order. I don't know how he typed this up so fast with my name in it, because let's see, this screenshot's at 11:31. Well, I didn't take this. Okay, I didn't take the screenshot until I was delivering, but this, received 17 minutes ago, so 32. Yeah, it was just like seconds later. Hey Joe, can you make sure they give me a regular Nas and not the zero sugar one? They messed up last time and the zero sugar tastes like swamp water. It's always kind of funny to see those, funny messages like that from the customer. It's pretty cool. I looked at the order wrong. When I stopped at a traffic light, I go to pull it up. And I don't know how I did this, but for some reason, I thought this was a 4-item order and it was just 4 cans of Nas energy drink. That's what I thought I was picking up. And I had to wait about 6-7 minutes inside the sheets, and finally the worker comes back holding just 1 can of Nas. I'm like, is this my order? And then I took a look at my screen again, and it was just the 1 can and then 3 food items. So I don't know how I did that, but anyway, and then before she even bagged up the food, I kind of peeked, kind of leaned over so I could see better, and I saw that it was a regular. And that's when I text that message to him. He said, "Thank you very much," and then delivered that. While I was inside the sheets waiting, they tried to stack another sheets order for $2.50, so decline. Then from there, after that, it was I had those shopping orders and the catering order early. Then the rest of the dash was just like everything was under $10 after that. I did a 650 3-mile Subway. That's pretty standard. I did a $625 General. I lost the screenshots on that. Let's see here. Actually, I'll show the screenshots on these. So there you see it, 625, 2.5 miles. And reason I'm showing the screenshots here, I was like, I was on the phone with my wife. I was like, what do you think the 2 items is going to be? And anytime shopping orders 1 or 2 items, either one of us will usually guess pregnancy tests on orders like this. And that was my wife's guess. And here's the shopping list. Here you go. There you go. 2 pregnancy tests and a gallon of milk. We were right again. It's pretty funny. And what was next after that? A decline, 1550 Meyer, going 18 and a half miles to downtown Columbus. So hot decline there, 11 items. Got a $5 CM hibachi, 3 miles. I went and took that. That's pretty standard. That just went to a dentist office. Couple declines. 550 City Barbecue and Sheets, 5.5 miles. So you want me to pick up 2 orders, 2 deliveries for $5.50. I don't think so. Then I had another screenshot to show. Why did I close these out? I don't know, folks. I don't know. It was a long dash. My brain might be a little bit fried right now. My apologies, but I'm still getting through this recap. Look at this right here. But you're not going to see in my zone much worse than this right here. $3, you might as well say 10 miles, City Barbecue, delivering to Lincoln Village. So absolutely not. And I wouldn't have been surprised if this was like a $80 or $90 order, paying only $3 to go 10 miles. I mean, might as well be. Absolutely insane, man. Insane. Then I get another triple. I had 3 triples today. It was crazy. So the first offer was a stacked Bibby Bop. $9.75. I don't have that. I didn't write down the mileage here. Well, I guess I can pull it up. I won't show the screenshot, but I can pull it up. That's not it. It was 3.5 miles. So that's not bad. Just, 1 pickup location, 2 customers. I'm only going 3.5 miles, making almost $10. So that's a pretty good order there as far as I'm concerned. I go there and just had to wait a minute for the orders, not long at all. And then while I'm in the process of that, I think I dropped off the first order. I just dropped off the first Bibby Bop. They give me this $5 McDonald's, adding less than 2 miles. So I went ahead and took that. I think I picked up and delivered the McDonald's. That was just going to like a Midas muffler shop. And then finally delivered the second Bibby Bop order. I had these last few probably the last 4 or 5 deliveries that I had, I kept having signal issues bad. It was kind of getting to be a real cloudy, kind of nasty looking day. Right now it looks pretty sunny outside. But earlier it was starting to look kind of nasty, and I had problems with my signal when it gets overcast like that. I having problems closing out orders, and so I'd already done 15 deliveries, and I'd probably driven over 100 miles, but I wasn't sure yet, getting kind of tired. So I did decline one last order. It was a $7.25 Giant Eagle, 6 miles, 9 items. Might have took that if it paid over 10, but I'm too tired to, mess with it for just $7. So I declined that, logged off. dash summary. So start time was 6:55. The dash time was 6 hours 53 minutes. And active 5 hours 45 minutes. So only just a little over an hour downtime, and most of that was just any of the times I was traveling back to zone. I didn't get a chance to get a break. I never came back here to the apartment. No break. And even the couple of the times that I did stop on like a residential street, a parking lot somewhere, I got an order within a minute or two. So I didn't sit anywhere for very long. So it was order after order, busy Tuesday. 15 deliveries for $128.92. And drove 101 miles. And then what is my, I didn't check my acceptance rate. I didn't check it at the beginning of the dash. I know at one point it got up, I think it got up to about 69% during the dash at one point. Finished at 68%. And I'm at a 99% completion. And I'll have to calculate my lifetime deliveries. And that is it for the dash. So again, tomorrow I'm going to the High State Fair. The plan, unless something changes, I plan to dash on Thursday. And, hopefully may or may not do another video on Thursday. We'll see what it looks like. And then Friday through Monday, I'm working at the W2. So that is it for this recap. And as always, be sure to drive safe out there. And we'll catch you next time at the next video. And thanks so much for watching. Take care, everybody.